Over the last week, the topic of discussion has been Vegas Gate, Dallas Gate, who slept with who did they use protection or not. So I've been trying to download the signs that heterosexual women can look for in a homosexual man to tell if he is infected with AIDS. Now, there was a discussion that went on that there is a content creator that has thrush. Thrush is something that babies get. Thrush is also something that someone who is HIV positive gets. It is a fungus of the tongue. It's usually white in color, and you can also see the white in color that looks like little bumps in the back near the tonsils. You also will notice they'll have a rash, and they scratch all the time. The rash could be either red in color, depending on the pigmentation of your skin, or it can look like little raised bumps. They also can look like brown spots on the skin. It affects the color of the skin. The skin is normally has a tone to it. No matter what complexion you are, you have a tone to your skin. In the case of someone that's HIV infected, they have a grayish tone. And when I say grayish, I mean that they really don't have a tone. Their skin doesn't vibrate as much as one that does not have HIV. Some turn very, very dark skin. If they're very light skinned, their skin will turn very dark. They also get alopecia. It causes the hair to fall out. Or it'll cause the hair to become very, very fine, like baby hair. There's not always a loss of weight. I've had friends that were their same weight when they transition from the complications of AIDS. You don't die from AIDS. You die due to the complications related. So that means that a cold will turn into pneumonia. Their immune system is not strong enough to fight off anything. They'll have the pink eye over and over. Usually it's things that people that are good in health are able, their immune system is able to fight it off. Whereas in HIV, your T cell counts is what matters. So with this pandemic going around, someone with a low immune system would not be a person to take any kind of vaccination that they come up with. Because anytime you take a vaccination, they're giving you whatever the disease is, so your immune system can build up the antibodies to fight it off. So with all this talk about Vegas Gate and women sleeping with gay men, if babies are coming out of here, that means that protection is not being used. And I work with the LGBT community here in Chicago. And I've lost over 25 friends. And I'm going to say it again. I just lost another friend who was undetectable for years. And it came back. And when it came back with a vengeance. So when you all have these meet and greets, it's bad enough that you all really don't know one another. And I kind of agree with View is a View. When she went on the meet and greet, like she said, she didn't know half of the people that were there. Because basically they only had a relationship via YouTube. And you cannot have a relationship or a friendship with someone through a computer. You don't know their ways. You don't know their vibe. You don't know what they like. You don't know if you even like them. You may like their voice. You may like their commentary. But when you meet them as a person, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to click. So someone is kind of upset with the fact that I want to have commentary regarding safe sex and what to look for, and to always use a condom. And you can't always depend on that because they break. And I don't want to see any young woman that has a crush on one of these gay men, especially one that says that they're bisexual, and they have unprotected sex with them, and you don't know what their status is. Years ago, when you got married, you had to go and take a blood test, and you had to wait until the blood test came back. Number one, they wanted to find out if there was any STDs. Number two, they wanted to make sure that you were not related to the person. But the main reason was for STDs. So when you all go on these meet and greets and you meet with someone and you tend to have a internet friendship with them, and you find yourself attracted to them even though they're upfront with you and they tell you what they like, and you're persistent that you can change their mind, and you end up having sexual relations with them, in 3 days, I don't think you get a blood test. But I would recommend, because at least 98% of the women on YouTube have crushes on the gay men on YouTube. And many of them have said that they would give them a chance. They would try it with them. You're playing a very dangerous game. So whoever is intimidated by the fact that I'm showing pictures so you can see visually what it looks like. You can see that it's all in the beard. It's all over the body. It looks like brown spots. And again, either your hair falls out or it gets very, very fine, like baby hair. And that's just being HIV. That's not having full-blown AIDS. Full-blown AIDS, you don't want to see anyone with it because it eats away at the body. And you don't even recognize the person anymore. So women, be wise. Look at the person's skin tone. You can be ashy as hell, but you always vibrate from the skin. If that skin is not vibrant, then you better think twice. I hope this one doesn't get taken down. As far as women transferring HIV to another woman, it would have to be, number one, that woman has been injecting drugs and sharing a needle with someone who's HIV infected, or they're doing the scissors and they're exchanging bodily fluids. And you can get HIV from that. But I don't want to come on YouTube and someone that's following a certain nation, a club, is infected because they have such a crush on a gay man that's telling you, or a gay man that's saying he's bisexual, and find out that they're gone. Because that's the way I found out my friend left here. It's on Facebook. So be careful. Have your rubber gloves. Have your mask. And I would suggest you use 2 or 3 condoms.